in the market for an exfoliant that it is as brightening, anti-dull skin as it is hydrating and nourishing and repairing, stay tuned because I have the exfoliant for you. I am so excited. I have been working to get a new product out to y'all, and it's called the CBD Botanicals. CBE Botanicals, I just said my initials wrong. And it is called Get Glowing Exfoliating Gel. And this is such a clever product. It's very clean. The ingredient deck is super clean. It's a mix of 5 different fruit acids that help exfoliate, but they also help brighten, and they're anti-acne, and they help keep things clear and the skin moving and give the skin a new luminosity. But that's only part of what this does. This also has a CBD cannabinoids, what they call the entourage of CBD, which is the healthy part of the pot plant, right, of cannabis. So it's basically cannabinoids and terpenes that work together to provide just amazing anti-inflammatory and anti-aging effect. And I did not expect that from this formula. I was working with a gal, and she's just such a clever formulator. And so it's not, you really don't feel much tingle from it. It feels very cooling, and it's the cutest little application. So it comes in a little jar like this. You're going to get a fan brush with it so you can apply it in a fancy way, and you're going to push the lid, which I think is super cool, and it comes out just like that. And so you're going to take the fan brush, take that up, and I'm going to put this on my neck. Now you want to do this on clean skin, clean dry skin. You can do this one of 2 ways, and remember to get those little lines that form between our boobs. All right, so this is going to start to dry down. You can use this in one of 2 ways. You can just let this dry down for about 5 minutes and then put on your Sculplla products. And like, for example, the Cavi, and I can show you this in a second, it will bubble over this and it will penetrate after this. I really thought it was a wonderful way of keeping the skin nice and exfoliated without disturbing any of that polylactic acid or any of the Sculplla facial filling ingredient that we want to keep in the skin. Or there's another way. You can either leave this on and leave those lovely terpenes and cannabinoids, which are highly anti-inflammatory. And you always hear we could do more together than we can do alone, right? So it's the same thing with botanicals. And when they have this entourage effect of the cannabinoids and the terpenes, which are both highly anti-inflammatory, but are stronger together in this botanical product, it's just so anti-inflammatory. And usually you'll get an exfoliant that's like in a pad or something, and it's just kind of just an exfoliant, you know, like glycolic acid pad or something. This is the best of both worlds. So you can leave it on the skin, you can get all those benefits from the CBD oils, and you can also be exfoliating the whole time it's on, but in a gentle way. And the longer you use it, the more it will break down the corneocytes and the dead cells, and the clearer and clearer you look. And for me, where I notice it the most is where I have like sort of crepey skin down here on my hands. And I'm just really loving this formula. As I get older, I'm moving towards more natural ingredient decks, and I've tried to do that in the last, I don't know, 10 years or so. So the 2 ways you can use it is you leave it on, or you can put it on clean, dry skin for 15 minutes, and then you splash it off, pat your skin dry, and put the rest of your products on. So it can be used either way. I prefer to leave it on. So it's excellent for exfoliating, it's excellent for blemish skin, it's excellent for hyperpigmentation. So that blend of blueberry and sugarcane and maple sugar and citrus and orange fruit extract, they tend to be very brightening. And so I love when they blend those acids, those fruit acids together, because they tend to be sort of sleeper brighteners, you know, and I just love what they do for the skin. But if I look at this ingredient deck, it's super simple. It's It's complex and simple. It's beautiful in its simplicity, but there's power in this formula. And you know me, you know I love products that tend to be gentle giants. So if you think of like in any of the Neogenesis products, they seem so simple, and then you start using them and you see their power and you're like, wow. And there's no burning, there's no, tearing away at the face. It's all good stuff. As I go through this ingredient deck, it's just beautiful. So we start out with a neroli and rose hydrosol. So that gives it a lovely light rose scent. It's got some aqua and aloe vera in it, glycerin. And then we start with the fruit acids. So we got the sugarcane extract, sugar maple, orange, lemon, vaccinium, myrtillus fruit extract, CBD entourage oil, and it doesn't have any THC. You're not going to get high from putting this on. It's just the best of what CBD has to offer. And it's taken me a while to sort of jump on the CBD train, but I hear such good things from taking the oils inside the body, that they're anti-inflammatory, that it only makes sense that they would be like that on the skin. And as I've used these products and tinkered with them, this specific blend tends to be as exfoliating as it is nourishing and anti-inflammatory to the skin, which I love because I feel like all exfoliants should act this way, should be this gentle and this nourishing to the skin. Because, why do you want to walk around red and irritated from too much exfoliation? You want exfoliation, but you also want it to be tempered with just beautiful anti-inflammatory elements that are going to bring down any inflammation and let you get that fresh glowing skin without having to pay for it. It just look beautiful. Now, you do need to use a sunscreen when you're wearing this. Make sure you're using your sunscreen. I've got the Repair Sun Cushion. Any sunscreen you like, as long as it's 30 and above. When you start exfoliating, when you start using retinols, you need to be using some sort of a sunscreen on a daily basis. Otherwise, you will get spots. And if you already have spots, it will make them worse if you do all this work to brighten them and don't use sunscreen. So it's kind of like dieting all day and eating Oreo cookies at night. It just doesn't work. So sunscreen. After that, we've got the entourage oil. We've got the terpenes. As a preservative, she's got 100% organic black carrot powder, which is really cool. Potassium sorbate and sodium benzoate, which are both more on the natural side. If you study natural skincare or more the cleaner skincare, they tend to use those preservatives than some of the other older, harsher preservatives. So it's a very clean deck. I'm loving the product itself. I love putting it on hard to work areas like, well, of course the face, but the little wrinkles you get down here between the breasts, the wrinkles on the hands. I love putting it there. Now remember, sunscreen on your hands afterwards, but it does such a great job on the hands and really getting up underneath that dead keratinized layer. And it's just beautiful. Now this is dried down. Now I'm going to put on some of the Cavi. I'm going to do, okay, I'm going to do about 3. We'll just rub it around, give it a little whirl. So as you can see, it's starting to bubble up. And you just rub it in. You're done. You can either put on some of your mist. If you feel like you need more moisture, you can put on the Sculplla Promoter Cell Repair Cream or a Neogenesis moisturizer or whatever moisturizer you use. You can put that on top of that. So beautiful product with Sculplla, beautiful product without Sculplla. Just a good all-around exfoliant. It's a brightener, it's an anti-acne, it's an anti-aging product. It's just a lovely, lovely exfoliant, and I hope you love it as much as I do. Thanks for watching.